Hey everybody, this is Renee Millman at reneemillman.com, helping you to go within today. Why do we judge what we judge? It's an interesting question to think about. And some things in my life have come up lately that have prompted me to start thinking about this, and it's really quite fascinating. Before we dive into answering that question, we need to identify a few things. First of all, we need to have the awareness that we do in fact judge. Now, if you answer that question and you realize, yes, I do judge and feel bad about it, well, don't judge yourself for judging. I'd say it's pretty normal, pretty much human behavior to judge others. We all have judgment come up at different times in response to different situations that come up that we have some strong feelings about. I think what's most important, or what's more important, is what we do with that judgment, how we act on it, if we act on it at all. So if we're not sure what we judge, one way that we can find out is to ask ourselves, what do I value? Because sometimes what we judge is in direct opposition to what we value. So right there can give you a big clue. Brene Brown gives this talk called The Power of Vulnerability. I'll leave a link to it below to my Amazon affiliate page. And it's a wonderful, wonderful talk. I've listened to it over and over and over, and it really helped me understand vulnerability and shame. I highly recommend you check it out. But she gives this quote in that talk, and she says, "We judge in areas where we are the most prone to shame." What does that mean? In my own words, I would say we judge in areas where we have a lot of criticism for ourselves. Or we judge others in areas where we have a lot of criticism for ourselves if we did not maintain a certain standard of something, whether it's in your work or with your body. So here's a couple of questions, more questions. I love asking questions. Do you ever see a homeless person on the side of the street and have some judgment for them? Do you ever have a coworker who maybe doesn't seem like they're really, like they've got their stuff together? They blame other people, they're talking a lot, and here you are busting your butt and wondering why they get such a free ride, and you have a lot of judgment for that person. Or do you pride yourself on having a really fit body? You keep yourself in shape, you take really good care of yourself, and you have some judgment about someone you see walking down the street who's really overweight, and you call them certain names, and you have a lot of strong feelings about that. Why is this? Why do we do this? And yet, it comes up. Essentially, somebody exemplifying the opposite of our values reminds us of our own critic, our own criticism for ourselves. It's what drives us to maintain such a high standard. So, in the example of body image and weight, if, like I said, if you're someone who takes very good care of yourself and you would never let yourself become overweight, and you see someone who is overweight, perhaps what that does is it's holding a mirror up to you, reminding you of the amount of pressure, the expectation you have of yourself, for keeping your own body healthy. Pretty much, you could say that the areas where we are quick to judge ourselves, we're also quick to judge others. And that's why I talk about self-love so much, because if we are loving and kind to ourselves, then we can be loving and kind to others. You cannot be mean to yourself and then be thinking kind thoughts about other people. It just doesn't work that way. If we are thinking bad things or negative things or judgmental thoughts about other people, there's a very good chance that you're thinking that about yourself, and probably worse. We're usually our own worst critics. So what is the antidote to all of this? I think we need to realize when we are judging someone, also remember, if they knew better, whatever it is that we're judging them about, if they knew how to do better, they probably would. You can think of maybe a time in your own life when you have been judged and how you felt. Did that judgment motivate you to change? Or did it make you feel defensive? Did it make you want to hold on to the reason why you couldn't change to whatever they were suggesting? I think that compassion is our answer, that we need to have compassion, and that is what will motivate change and growth, coming from that place of love. But we have to love ourselves first. And it starts with us. So if we're kind and loving to ourselves, maybe not so harsh and critical, then that will extend out to others. I think that's always the way it works. It starts within and then shines out. So that's a little bit about judgment today. I hope that this has helped you bring some clarity and perspective. Keep going forward, keep going within. Thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate your time, and I hope you will like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon.